Hello and welcome to another episode of What Do You Think, Chris? Well, today we're over in Randwick at 16 Sully Street. And this is a property that we were looking at buying for a client. The agent was quoting about $2.3 to $2.4 million. And as you can see, the price was withheld. We know the value, and let me just say it's somewhere in the middle of $2.5 and $3 million, if you can take a guess in there. Now, it's a great size for a semi. This one is 412 square metres. It's got parking and it's got a northeast aspect. So lots of people want the sun, and that's exactly what you're going to get. Now, there's loads of potential for a reno here, and potentially adding an extra level to capture the views to the ocean. But obviously, with all of these things, it's always subject to council approval, and we know how much fun dealing with council can be. Now, it's quite a high price here for a semi because it requires quite a lot of work. However, it shows that the demand is high for the area, and the potential was a huge factor in the final price. So this isn't something that we went for, but certainly something that we did consider. So let's take a look at some of the pictures there. As you can see, classic style of property. And as you can see, just over to the right here, other people have added extra levels as well, which gives a good indication that you can probably do it yourself. And look, looks absolutely fantastic inside. Again, well styled. We can tell the good agents straight away, they style the properties. And so if you're ever thinking of selling, it's well worth going to that, because even if you don't see the property, you can fall in love with it straight away and you can imagine yourself being there. So again, some of this stuff is pretty old, but the way they've styled it, you don't necessarily notice. Like, all this is kind of prehistoric, but again, because it's styled well, it doesn't look too bad. Obviously, these are some of the potential views that you can get there from there. And again, bedrooms look cool, nice and light and sunny. And as you can see, when they style properties, a lot of the time they don't put curtains on there because it stops a lot of the light coming in. And quite often they'll either have blinds or they actually have nothing there at all, which shows that it's just been styled just for the look. But it lets lots and lots of light in, which is the main thing when you're showing off the property. Some really cool old fireplaces here. These always go down well with buyers, and people love the sense of it being around for a long time. Beautiful garden here. Again, nice place setting here. And a few views out to the ocean there as well. So certainly looking like a good property there. And look, you're not that far from the ocean. Obviously it is Randwick, so you're not right on the ocean, but look, you're a few minutes away. Wonderful. So as you can see, not too far from the city as well. Another great property, and something you should worth considering. But as you can see, there is a lot of competition for all these properties around. And in 2020, the market is really heating up. So you've really got to be in there. And what we always say as buyers agents, we always want to try and get in before they even come on the market. We're trying to get in there with the photographers. So at least we can get our value of building inspector in before anyone else. And then we've got a head start. All right, thanks for joining me, and we'll see you again soon.